So when you see if within the tool you detect or you check the data and you see, like I have here, a username. There's tools to identify the profiles of a contributor in OpenStreetMap. Okay. So, and before interacting with the OSM mapper, it's better if you can get some background about this person. Like, for example, the country of origin, the language spoken, because you will interact with this person. And that, for example, you can see here, now it was this one. There was discussion made in French by a validator that was not a French speaker, because it detected that the assumption was that it was a French speaker, for example. The editor that has been used also, and of course the mapping experience. I would say that's a mix of different things. Number of days of OSM mapping, the volume of edition, okay, and also the variety of the context and the type of object that have been mapped. And it's different if someone is just mapping in very specific context, one single map feature, versus someone that would map in different contexts, with different countries, or at least within a large country in different regions. And that would handle different kind of objects and not just one single type. Especially, you may find people that have a lot of edits, but actually it's only buildings, and that's a limited experience, one single type of object. I would say that's two main sources about how to know about OSM Mapper. The contribution page, of course. So when I click on here, that's where I went for Mariana Mukulunga. Okay. So, and she even put a picture of her, so we can even see how she looks. So here we can see let me put that in English. No, where is my local switcher? Okay. We have the number of chain sets here, 3,000. Someone that created an account more than almost 4 years, between 3 years and a half. Okay, no, one diary also, really interesting. So she's definitely a French speaker, and she's telling here her experience in the state of the map in Cameroon last year. Okay. And I can read that mapping is I consider it as my passion. It's as water that I drink every day. So you can see there's someone that is very, very motivated. Okay, so if ever she would make mistake in her edits, I don't know, once it would just pick up randomly, just because she's actually a huge contributor in that region. She would be very keen on receiving feedback if they are also provided kindly. Of course, it's not kindly. People cannot receive that very less easily, let's say. So there's nothing else. So tracks, no, she do not provide tracks in OSM. And I can see, so here the history of her chain sets. So she's using a lot the the hot tasking manager, 4 days, 5 days, etc. And Kinshasa, DRC Congo, etc. And if I check one of them, I will be able to know, for example, from the genset that she used ID mostly, okay? And it's about buildings from what I can see. There's another web page that is interesting, that is provided by this is one of the tools from Pascal Nice. These statistics tools are presented in the Getting Started with OSM guide in the OSM Basics. Okay. You need actually to log in. So personal account. Okay. And you put the username here. So her username, for example. There's no link from the OSM OpenStreetMap.org website to how did you contribute. Okay, search. And how did you contribute? It will retrieve the data, for example, from the OpenStreetMap.org data, like the website, I mean. So I got her picture here, for example. So she have the number of mapping days. Interesting. And she's the number of edits, almost 500,000. Okay, and the number of chain sets. Number of chain sets, sometimes it's used to evaluate the experience of the mapper, but some people they upload after they draw 2 buildings. On my side, I will, for example, upload with at least 300, 400 edits generally, or maybe I do just one genset in my whole working time. So I don't think it's really effective to just count the number of gensets. Okay, she maps not only in Congo Kinshasa, in DRC, you see close Equatorial Guinea, but also Cape Verde. That is not very close from DRC. Okay, that's the number of mapping day of over the last 365 days. And what is really interesting also is here, and we can see she mapped a lot of buildings, but she also put a lot of names, a lot of amenities, also shops. So she's not, for example, just we call a armchair mapper, mapping only on imagery, but thing like that, names, except she has an existing database compatible with OSM for names. Generally, they come from the ground, from the field. Okay. So number of highways, even waterways. She's a real mapper waterways. Sometimes people do not create a lot of waterways. So she had a boundaries. She had quite a large experience in terms of object. And also, yeah, she created some boundary or modified boundary relations created, yes, mostly she modified, but she also created relations. She also mastered that. Number of mapping days for years, and she, yes, almost half between JOSM and ID, and also OSM and every door street complete. So she also these three applications that she used to map in the field. And she mapped over 28 countries, mostly in Congo-Kinshasa, per the number of edits. Okay, but also in other contexts. So everything has been presented here. There's one thing also, one bit that is interesting, one other tool from Pascal Knight, that the heat map, your OSM heat map. So I guess I have it. That is where you will see that the location of her edits. So let's say to western, southern DRC and northern Eastern, and yes, more around maybe during Mapathon, etc. But she's we saw that by the number of edits, but we can see here when. And there's just also these slides, okay? So you can see from the beginning, so she started actually in Northern Eastern, okay? Then more here. And she was a purely local mapper in her territory during we don't know exactly. That's between 20 and 24, so I guess it's 21. And then she started to map here in Kenya, here in I think Sierra Leone, Cameroon, etc., etc. Okay, so she's internationalizing her contributions now.